Just disrespect all the way, man. Yo, shout out to everybody showing us love on a John Stockton Smoke Gilbert Arenas video. It's at 18,000. Thanks to y'all, man. Appreciate it. Love it. Let's get this thing started. AllBall TV. They scared, but I'm not. They don't like comentario.
Y suscribe.
Yeah. You know who I be. And of course, I'm gonna play with my volume.
AllBall suckers.
Yeah, man.
Sad day, man.
Sad day.
Sad day.
In the world of sports. Is it sad? Some people are not sad about it all.
I mean, I'm being honest. If you're not sad, Woj is retiring, then something is wrong. Like, and it's weird. You know, you have, the Diddy situation. Then all of a sudden, Kevin Loud stepped down from his position. Now you got Woj retiring. Are they connected? Look, yo, what if Woj is the mastermind behind everything, like the Saw movie?
Hold on a second.
Yeah, hold on.
And look, I didn't talk to AllBall all day long, but interesting, very interesting. Diddy locked up and Woj retires.
Wow.
Great minds.
Is Woj the real Saw? Is he behind the Shannon? Get the show started, man.
The real Wizard of Oz, Woj himself. Now I know why Fab was doing those breaking news videos, auditioning.
Yo, Robert Paulson is hilarious. Big shout out Paulson in the building.
Shout out to Robert Paulson.
The beautiful Darlene Bryant is in the building. Told y'all, man. Gotta love the ladies. Gotta respect everybody, man. But big shout out Darlene Bryant in the building. Paulson, what's up, baby?
Darlene, we are macho.
It's all in respect. Yes, it's all in respect.
I don't want to say chauvinistic, but we need you around. We need more likes of you around. There's just the name Darlene. Woo!
Yeah. But it's all name. Respect. We don't know if you're married or if you're in a relationship. So it's all respect. All respect.
We need bring your friends over, man. Have some fun, drink some coffee, throw an AllBall party over there, please.
Yes,
make fun of us.
We need more ladies in the sports world, at least with us. Too many fellas. Too many.
Yeah, because we go too far. And because we know this. We know when if AllBall just goes off about Dominicans, and we'll be like, oh, hold on a second, you've gone too far.
And so the ladies make everything better.
They balance it out. Let's
get to these topics, man. Let's talk about our guy Woj, man.
Are they gonna have a Woj replacement? Because boy, oh boy, Woj himself. Woj has announced his retirement from, I guess, investigative journalism.
The feds of journalism. Woj was the feds of the sports world. Wow. Remember, they said the feds has a 90-something% conviction rate. Woj, when his news come out, it's 98.99999%. It's official.
Official. He put 30 on there. This is Woj's official statement. I grew up the son of a factory.
Hold on. Linzel is in the building. Big shout out, Linzel. Go ahead, Fabe. I'm sorry.
Linzelito. Shout out to you and the campus over there. Good luck with your squad. I grew up. This is Woj's statement from as he announces his retirement from the ESPN sports journalism game. I grew up the son of a factory worker 2 miles from ESPN's campus and only ever dreamed of making a living as a sports writer. 37 years ago, the Hartford Courant gave me my first byline, and I never stopped chasing the thrill of it. The craft transformed my life, but I've decided to retire from the ESPN and the news industry. I understand the commitment and required in my role, and it's an investment that I'm no longer driven to make. Time isn't an endless supply, and I want to spend mine in ways that are more personally meaningful. I leave with overwhelming gratitude for countless mentors and colleagues, subjects and stories, readers and viewers. No one has benefited more than me from the belief, trust, and generosity of others. The past 7 years at ESPN have been a particular privilege. I'm appreciative of the company's leadership, especially Jimmy Pitaro and Christina Douglas, for understanding and acceptance of my decision to make a life change. After all these years reporting on everyone's teams, I'm heading back to my own. And
How old is Woj?
How old is Woj?
This is when you know you're great at your job. Look, 55. Woj is not even that old. But this is when you know you're great at your job, because I could swear Woj was with ESPN longer than 7 years.
No, it's been that, because before that he was with Yahoo, and that's when he really blew up.
I know, but I'm just saying, it felt like Woj been with ESPN forever.
Yeah.
For some reason.
Yeah. Like Adam, I just seen Adam Schefter. He said he's about to apply for the NBA insider job himself. I'll play that tomorrow. But he got the Knicks #1 going against OKC in the finals. He got OKC winning, so he's already starting some trouble. Reading that was inspiring though for me, because like you said, he's 55, doing what he wants to do. That's, to me, that's the most gangster thing a lot ever. It's not about being tough, it's about toughing out, doing it your way, like Frank Sinatra said. Just the props he was giving everybody, you don't have to do that. He shouted out those two specific people on ESPN. That's very interesting to me. You could think a lot of people, but you didn't think specific. And there's got to be a reason for that. There's so many people he could think, especially being in the line of business that he's in. How many secrets does Woj have? Stephen A. Smith always talks about the secrets, this, the secrets, that. And don't get me wrong, Woj has had his way. The beef with Shams, legendary. Shams started off under him, broke away, became the new Woj. He got his own Shams report. He's doing his thing.
Right.
But come on, man, Woj is an entity. He's an entity, man. I don't know if you heard this though from Gilbert Arenas, because Gilbert Arenas was talking about it, came across his. I guess they reacted to it the same way we are, but as they put it in their title, he is the sorcerer, Gilbert Arenas himself, and he, I guess, tells his side of what he believes or how he reacts to the Woj announcement.
Breaking news out of ESPN, longtime NBA industry. I don't want to count me team thing. They got the GMs.
So are they in front of the president, or what is that?
Right.
AD is
it higher
now? It's the same thing.
Which one is higher?
It's got to be the change.
It can't be the same.
The AD is now the GM.
What?
Right?
So they have GMs, not AD.
They have GMs for every.
So they break down what positions at a college or whatever it is, and then and seeing what position is he going to be. Does he have a boss there? And then
I don't really know what I know. I'm just reading.
First is going out there picking talent, reading of a alma mater in sports from a guy who don't know sports.
Wow.
Okay, there's a difference between reading sports from what the producers give you.
Yeah.
Right? That's reading. That's what you get your degree for.
I don't really know what I know. I'm just reading.
First is going out there picking talent.
I don't think he deals so much with the talent, but roster management, NIL resources, all that stuff. Obviously, in the wake of NIL, schools are trying to get those bags.
Okay, so he don't need to know any information so he don't need to know sports.
He got connection relationships.
I'm gonna be real. Cheryl Swoops and Gilbert Arenas are diabolical together. I'm gonna be honest. They need to do a show together. Like, their hate and disgust for people, it just bleeds off the TV. Do you just see how they just it's almost like they're a match made in heaven. It's like two Lex Luthors, man, two Dr. Dooms. It's like, how do you say anything bad about Woj? And I get upset when these players think because you didn't play, you don't know the game. How do you know Woj don't know the game? I don't know Woj. I'm not defending him, but Gilbert, just because you play doesn't mean you know the game, because some of your takes are the worst takes ever. that whole panel up there sometimes says things that's like, what? So I just think guys like Woj, Ernie, I think certain guys you can't say nothing bad about. Woj was, you need guys like Woj in the world, especially in the entertainment and sports world, where you have a person that you can trust with information and is going to tell the truth. Remember, Woj, classy, humble, respectful, and about his business. So, Woj, he wasn't always right. He said some things, about our Knicks and certain things that I don't agree with. But when you got somebody that can break news the right way, the respectful way, I don't see how Gilbert Arenas can say anything bad about Woj. That's crazy. Go ahead.
Nah, I just think he knows how to get the headline. He knows what that means. He don't know nothing about basketball. I don't know if they have a prior beef because Stephen A. Smith's beef, and I'll play another video in a second about with Cheryl Swoops up there and Stephen A. Smith. We know Stephen A. Smith. He's so high profile. We know his beefs. Woj is high profile, but he's not visible every morning 10 a.m. He's on Twitter all day long.
Fabian, real quick. Robert Paulson makes a great point. Michael Jordan, Bill Belichick, both are considered the GOAT at their position. Some people consider Bill Belichick the greatest coach ever. A lot of people consider Michael Jordan the greatest coach ever. Have you ever seen them pick talent? You see the talent they pick?
Right. And we're talking about the defensive genius schemer and
some of the greatest minds in sports in their field
for decades.
Do you see the talent they pick for their teams, for their organizations? Gilbert, come on now. I'm sorry, Fabian. I just wanted, because that was a great point Robert Paulson made. And big shout out Isiah Jackson in the building. I just wanted to say that. I didn't want that to go over our heads. That was a great point.
Zeke, what's going on? Because we know that once you're in that position, it's a different thing. It's all about that's why we're so happy with what we have with the New York Knicks, because we know what bad is. And again, that's why shout out to Dom Dropper. He's part of the whole like F Gilbert Arenas thing, and I'm like, bro, I understand both sides in terms of entertainment and what Gilbert says is ridiculous. And he got proven wrong yesterday. That video is going bananas with all his mistakes that he makes. But I like when the ball players come out with their arrogance and they just talk, because anybody could be wrong. That's the part to me that's just like, if the great, like you just said, and RP said, if the greatest get it wrong, who do you think you are?
Horribly wrong. Not just wrong, terribly, horribly wrong. Horrendous wrong.
And, to send a shot on the way out, I would get it if you had a beef. If you had something that went on prior to, I understand. I'm going to treat you the same way going in, going out. That's the 50 Cent thing. You heard what 50 said about Irv Gotti.
What he said?
Yo, yeah, man, it's crazy. Because, they say he had a stroke. Irv Gotti had a stroke. God bless him and his family.
Right.
But he survived, so 50 goes good. Like, he could keep, he's alive to keep.
I want him to get better so he can see all this greatness I'm about to be doing.
He's alive to see me succeed. He's that's consistent. We know there's a beef prior to that, and he doesn't care what the news is. He's gonna go crazy with it. He's nuts. And with this, is like his stuff is unwarranted. That's my thing with Gilbert Arenas. It's unwarranted. It's like you're just doing it for views, and it works. It works. And we play along with that too. We get it. We understand it. But to demean him like that and to act like he wasn't important in the game, he created his own. Oh, the Woj bomb?
Come on, man.
Where's the Gilbert bomb? Stop playing with that guy. Where's your sources?
When Woj came with some type of news, you was locked in. Remember, we do, this is what we say. AllBall TV, Fabian, Flea, Dom, just Uncle White's, Kels, me. We have a thing where if we see breaking news, or if it ain't come from Woj, I don't believe it. I'm waiting for Woj to put on his story or on his page. Then I'm going, okay, I believe it. That's how good Woj was. Are you kidding me?
Woj is the how you say that when you get the verification, like the diamond, the VVSs. They're like, He does he's the check mark. He's that gun that everybody walks around with now to check if you got real diamonds. And I know there was he went back and forth with the whole Lakers thing. There's bias to him, but that's the politics of the game with the Dan Hurley. He went to school with Dan Hurley's father. He may
Gilbert?
have Woj.
Woj, okay.
He's the one that came out and said the Lakers are going after Dan Hurley because he was countering the whole JJ Redick thing. And it's like, hold on, where did that come from? And then to give it to Woj. Remember, he's from Bobby Hurley's. That's the New York area. That's where Woj is from. That's his. Yeah, he got bias, but so do you, Gilbert. I don't mind disrespect if it's warranted. But once you go out on a limb, willing to get flamed, then we got a few. But Woj is iconic at this point, right?
Yeah. Listen, Woj, as far as breaking, news in the basketball world, listen, man, he's the GOAT at that. I'm sorry. Like, I understand he's only been at ESPN for 7 years. But when we talk about GOAT status of breaking NBA news, who's better than Woj?
Word.
And he gives
who's in his category though?
I don't know. I don't think no. I'm being honest. I think he's in it. To me, he's in the class by himself. Then everybody else, just like what's my man over there that does the NFL?
Adam Schefter.
Rumbling, bumbling, stumbling.
He's an announcer, or
yeah, he's an announcer.
You don't talking about Chris Berman?
Come on, man. I'm saying, to me, guys like that on the class by themselves. So it's like, come on, man. Right. So I'm not saying Woj is just as good as Chris Berman because Chris Berman been doing this forever.
Right. He's a personality.
Right. But I'm saying Woj, when it comes to his job and what he did, there's nobody close. He's up here, then everybody else starts down here. Then you can start naming guys. And Woj took pride into that. The players and the coaches and the people that gave him the information took pride into that because Woj was straight business. Straight business. And he's going to break it down, give you the details. And he always did it in a classy way. He was serious. He wasn't joking about it. Straight business. And then he's off. So listen, man, ESPN, breaking news world, NBA, I'm going to miss Woj, bro. I'm going to be honest with you because I know his information is correct. Think about how many times we get stuff and we be like, hold on, we got to see first. You ain't got to worry about that with Woj. Woj ain't putting up nothing fake. He ain't giving you no false information. And like I said, Woj was the guy that everybody trusted with the information. You let Woj know it, he ain't going to put it out there unless you told him to put it out there. He ain't doing what everybody else doing. So, yeah, man, the basketball world going to miss Woj, man. This is a tough one. Tough one.
Just to read off some more accolades as we are pom-pomming Woj out here. Somebody listed some of his basketball forever. Shout out to them because they got some stuff on Instagram. They be doing their thing. I said Woj, 34 seasons, 17 NBA drafts, 47,000 tweets, 1,068 certified Woj bombs, most followed NBA reporter ever, 305 million tweet likes, 2-time columnist of the year, Tony Kubek Award for Media Excellence, National Polish American Hall of Fame, New York Times bestseller. They got Woj.
Come on. But hold on. Let me ask you a question. Why did Woj leave? Like, I understand, it's not like he's 75 or even 65. He's only 55. Do you think it was something going on with ESPN? Because to leave that job just early in your career, I'm trying to figure out, do you think it's something behind that?
Well, he did leave for the GM role at St. Bonaventure, and that's at that's his alma mater. I don't even know where that's at. I know. Where is St.
St. Bonaventure.
Yeah, Bonaventure.
I don't know what you.
It looks like it's in upstate in PA.
Yeah, I heard of St. Bonaventure, but it's like I've never heard a GM of college. I've never heard that.
The NBA newsbreaker leaving the sports media giant halfway through an estimated 5-year, $35 million contract to become the GM of the men's basketball program at St. Bonaventure, his alma mater. To the uninitiated, this might seem like a deeply odd move, especially to Wojnarowski's stunned colleagues back at ESPN. Why leave millions for a Division I athletics program located in a remote part of Western New York, and one still figuring out how to compete in a fundamentally changed and more financially driven sports world? But Woj has been deeply entrenched with the school, and particularly his basketball program, in the 3+ decades since graduating. He's been a major benefactor to St. Bonaventure, was the school's commencement speaker in 2022, as a regular sounding board for men's basketball coach Mark Schmidt, and most recently he's played a leading role in forming the Bonnies NIL. The Bonnies also enjoy one of the most committed alumni groups of any school in the country. Full disclosure, I too am part of the alumni base. So you're part of this whole thing, Mr. Sports Writer. Changing landscape. Woj is the perfect person. Yeah, they're not really giving much. But you know what's crazy too?
Yeah.
I remember him on ESPN last year when they would talk about the high school coaches. And if I'm not mistaken, he's the first one to come out on screen and be like, yo, all these NIL deals, all the big schools, that's great. But there's nothing wrong with finding your local high school coaches and go working out with them. Go to the schools with them. It doesn't have to be the AAU circuit. And I remember him saying, I want to look that up as you respond. Yeah, that was major.
Right, because and let me go there. Because Woj seems like a guy that's about his business. It's not about the money. And it seems like ESPN is turning into a circus. It seems like it's just pure entertainment. It's not. I don't even think Stephen A. and them guys is up there doing research anymore. I think now it's just strictly scripts. And even NBA Today, I like Kendrick Perkins, but that cast up there, I forgot the two young ladies' name, but with Richard Jefferson, they're a joke. I'm just being honest with you. So I don't know. Woj looked at that and was just like, how you look at the future of a company or a business and you see the direction it's going. Maybe Woj just said, I don't want no parts of this because, like I said, now it's just, we love to be entertained. We love to laugh and joke around, but you can't have 100% joke, 100% entertainment. And to me, ESPN literally turned into like a Hollywood set where it's about everything but the sport. They up there talking about their outfits, and Stephen A. was up there talking about his sisters, said something about his outfit, and Molly came out of nowhere. I don't feel like my outfit is good today. I just think Woj probably was like, you know what? I see where y'all going with this Shannon Sharp thing. Stephen A. is literally a character now. Like, just imagine walking through the office and, you don't see nobody doing research no more. They ain't even thinking about breaking news, and then all they takes is just outrageous. People lying. Big shout out Jaylen Brown. Like you said, where y'all getting y'all facts from? So I think, Woj may be a guy that, some people, they want things to be for real, and maybe this wasn't the place for him no more.
The changing of the guard, because I don't want to say was right, was wrong, because things just change. But we were joking about, hey, Diddy got arrested, Woj retires. It's a joke, but at the same time, it speaks to what you're saying. If the landscape is changing that much, where it's like, where's the integrity at? I don't know. But this was he had a lot of integrity when he spoke about the high school. Let me pull that up.
Yeah, while you doing that, big shout out John McDonald. And I referenced this a little while ago. Woj had all the inside connections. You got to remember, for a guy to be trusted by the players, the GMs, the coaches, just the basketball world in general, you need guys like that. And it's like, yo, man, this is a big loss. And, Gilbert Arenas, like I said, I get about the clickbait. I get about content, because this is what this is all about. You want to do numbers, as much as we laugh about that, but I think certain topics, certain guys, you just got to give their flowers and give them their praise and their respect due. And I think Woj is one of those guys, because I guarantee you, to go through an NBA season and now we have no Woj breaking news, Big Baby Jonathan, LA in the building, we have no breaking news from Woj all season long. It's going to be tough. It's going to be tough.
And this speaks to what we just were touching on, where maybe Woj put his money where his mouth is.
And go to an academy or go to one of these prep basketball factories. There are so many great public high school coaches in this country, and players have migrated away from them. And just because you are on a big campus somewhere and someone's paying that coach a lot of money and you get to travel around the country, it doesn't mean you're playing for a better coach. And that's true in every corner of this nation.
What scares me about what Woj is saying is that I know of so many black kids that are listening to folks, guide them to the very schools Woj just said you don't necessarily need to go to, pulling them and trying to peel them away from the public institutions. Because, you know, in other words, you can be impressionable. You got somebody that coming to you, they've got a reputable name or what have you. Come to this place, leave this city. We'll finance you. You're thinking about something that's going to elevate you to a point where you get yourself in a better position. And what Woj is saying is very important, because those might not be the people you need to listen to, but you don't know any better. You don't know any better when you don't have the right exposure. There's for high school.
There goes Stephen A. stepping on his shine, man.
That was
Get
crazy.
Like, what he just did was leave money. He left the same people you were trying to run with ESPN. He left them bag of money to go do exactly what he said he did in that video. Why don't we pay more attention to the public? I don't know if St. Bonaventure is a public school, but it's a high school or whatever alma mater it is. We don't talk about them. They're not in the AAU. They're not in the the ACC. They're not in the Big Ten. They're not, you know. I think this speaks to that, and he's putting his money where his mouth is. And come on, man, if he left halfway through $35 million 5 years, that's what, 7 a year. So he left around
7 a year.
So about like around $14 million he left on the table, more if it's halfway.
Can I ask you a question? Is it possible for Woj to still get the inside scoop, and you think he's going to have a YouTube page and continue with his Instagram page as far as breaking news? Is that possible? That may be in his contract where you can't do something like that no more.
More will be revealed, it looks like, but I think he wants nothing to do with it anymore. It's that, like, to leave like that very politely, and it seems like a dirty game. You're always trying to be on top of it. You got these sources, and he's gonna still have sources, and for him to use all these sources to do what he wants to do at St. Bonaventure, I think is something to it. Obviously, we're giving him a lot of credit right now. We don't know if it's dark, if it's light.
Yeah, I don't get it. I don't get it. No disrespect. I'm not leaving ESPN to coach my high school, to GM my high school basketball team. I don't get it. So, you know, I would love for Woj to, like, maybe one day, you know, we'll get a in-depth maybe interview with him. I would love for him to be on Club Shay Shay and explain, you know, you understand what you got to remember, because things like that, it ain't going to be about the numbers. It's going to be about the content. You get what I'm saying? Because, you know, everything do numbers. Everything isn't good content. So I would love to see, you know, Woj on Club Shay Shay and kind of break down, you know, his career and what he's going to really be doing at St. Bonaventure and what's his real reason for leaving ESPN. Because you don't just wake up one day and say, I'm retiring from ESPN and I'm leaving $14 million on the table. No, this had to be thought out. You had to be thinking about this for a while, you know. So I really want to, you know, hopefully we get an interview from Woj, man, from a respectable person, a respectable platform, and I really want to hear what's going on, because I'm missing Woj already, man, because now I know where we get the breaking news from.
And maybe Shams could sit down with them, because they got to settle their beef and look like somebody said this is Woj and Shams in 20 years. But Magic and Isiah Thomas made up.
This was so phony. Look. Come on. look.
You think that was phony?
And the Academy Award goes to...
Yo, I don't think this was fake at all, bro.
Get out of here, man.
Nah.
Yeah, okay. All right, yo, listen, it's my opinion. I'm not going to say phony. I say exaggerated. Look, get out of here, man. Stop it, man.
Yo, I think Isiah Thomas be going through it, bro. They left you off the dream team, like the dream team. That was his man. Magic, they kissed each other on the court. I don't know what goes beyond that. All the rumors that Isiah kind of helped push allegedly.
If you got beef with the GOAT, come on, bro.
But that's not all right. But that's not the GOAT. It's Magic.
Huh?
Magic is your man,
bro. If you have beef with at that time, no one goes against Mike. I don't care who your man is.
Right, but so for decades of that, and Isiah, I don't want to say he's misunderstood, but just being in the spot, I'm the villain, and y'all treat me like the villain still. Like I don't mean nothing to this game. Like I don't help people out. I didn't help you, Mike, come to Chicago, and then you got Magic turning on me. Those are real thug 60-year-old tears he's going through, man.
I'm not listening.
You don't believe I say that?
I don't believe Magic neither, man. They all got game, bro. Listen, they all got game. I'm not going for it. I'm not going for it.
Your man was crying a whole puddle, and he's like, I don't care. He's lying. Wow.
Look at Robert Paulson. Yeah, listen, Isiah Thomas, to me, definitely in my top 5 greatest point guards all time. If you want to argue top 10, cool. But he had problems with a lot of people. And my thing is with him, I'm the type, embrace it. Don't complain about it. You know who you are. Don't complain about it. Embrace it. I've seen him embrace it before. Embrace it. Don't complain. You had a great career. And sometimes I realize in life, it doesn't matter if everybody don't give you your props. It depends on who's giving you your props, if that makes any sense. Some people don't matter. The real people matter. The real basketball world that love the game, that respect the game, they give Zeke his props. They know what Zeke did. To me, he talks about it too much. He complains too much. Bruh, like I said, if you the villain and you want to act like the villain, play the villain. But don't complain. Don't complain. You know what you did. When Mike and them kept losing to you, no matter how he felt or you felt, he was respectful at the end of the game, shook your hand. Bro, you lost. You went out like a sucker. And I'm a big Isiah Thomas fan.
Well, they did it to him. That's kind of overblown. Like the Boston Celtics did walk off the court and did not shake his hand. And I thought he was lying. There's video of it. Kevin McHale came back and dapped him up because Kevin McHale, he probably had the butt on him. But it was part of it. It seemed like he said that's part of the whole passing of the torch. But it's not just that. It's the fact that we can use that image and then use everything else. Bro, the whole dream team didn't want you there.
Hold on, Fabian. Hold on. Y'all literally tried to beat Mike up, and he still respected y'all and shook y'all hand. Let's not forget that.
Yeah.
Like the goal was, some of the former players said it, hurt Mike. That was the plan for Mike when he played against Detroit. He still respected y'all enough, came, shook y'all hand. Every time y'all smoked his boots. He got his weight up. And look what y'all did. Nah, you don't do that. You don't do that.
You don't think it was? I think it's more than that, man.
It
gotta be more. It got because look at Draymond.
But but it's personal because you got to remember Mike and Zeke know each other besides basketball. Because remember, I think Mike is cool with Zeke's family.
That's what Isiah saying, I brought him into Chicago, make sure he was all right.
Right. So it's definitely deeper than rap. But at the end of the day, listen, man, that shit been what, 50 years?
That's what I'm saying. But that's what I'm saying. Every time we see, like, what we talk about 50 and John, Irv Gotti, Mike and Isiah is still going at it. And Isiah was in his documentary.
But Mike don't talk about it, though. Mike don't talk about it like how Zeke talk about it.
Mike lied. I didn't want him off the dream team. They pulled the video of the audio.
No. Hold on. We got to look at that audio again. I don't know if he said that. I know he said, I'm not the one that, to me, it's a difference from saying, I don't want him on there. And Mike said he didn't say it.
Right. And he was dead wrong. He was lying. They
Mike
have
said,
audio. Yes. They have audio. Yeah. And it was bad when I heard him, just like, well, Mike's a liar. It is what it is. You don't like him. But what I'm saying is that clearly is Mike washing his image up. In my opinion,
no.
In my opinion, yeah, of course it is. You trying to stay clean. Yeah, you lied about it.
How was
because
Mike
you lied about it,
bro? Every time we see Mike, he talks to nobody. It could be a little kid in a wheelchair. Mike is going, no, get out of here.
Right, but
He
I'm
ain't trying to
saying
clean nothing up.
right, but there's some you're cleaning that up for reasons. All I'm saying that Isiah Thomas part, the flip flop on it, and Pippen said I didn't want nobody there. Yeah, 20 years later, for me, my sneaky suspicion, and when it comes to dudes, you know the bottom line between not
Female?
90% of the beef, dog. How can I have no proof? But how can it not be? How can it not be? Somebody took somebody's girl, bro. We know this. We know this. Let me see. AllBall's pondering. I got him thinking.
Only thing I could guess, Mike knocked down one of Zeke joints.
His main joint. It gotta be the main one. Mike's the original Drizzy.
Know. Listen, Mike might be the original. Now, listen, man. I don't know, but you know,
or is Zeke Drizzy?
Zeke ain't stealing one of Mike's joints, bro. Nah, not at that time. Maybe right now. Nah, no. Come on, man. No.
But you walk into a room and all the dudes are mad at you. There's only one or two things that could get them all mad. It involves money, or three: money, blood.
I just think sometimes in life, you know, you can dislike somebody for whatever reason. You know, it's maybe Mike just like, I just don't like Zeke. Respect him as a player, just don't like him, don't want to be around him, don't like his energy, his aura. It can also be that as well. You know, like I said, you can have something with somebody, and then y'all just don't connect. Y'all rub each other the wrong way, and it's just like, yo, get away from me. So, you know, once again, if the GOAT is saying, I don't want Zeke here, who's going to argue with that? Nobody on that team had enough cachet to argue with that. Magic and Bird was on their way out. And like Mike told Magic, which Magic said in the story, Mike told them, it's a new sheriff in town. Yo. I'm the guy. So once again, you know, Isiah Thomas ain't have no wins in that situation at all. Nobody would have had wins in that situation.
If we're going to run with the conspiracy, it had to be Mike, because he is that vindictive.
Bro, Mike probably was knocking everything down at that time, bro. Yo, you got to remember, Mike is walking in the opposing team's locker rooms. Yo, lace him up tight. I'm going to give you 60 tonight.
So what was he saying when he saw Isiah Thomas join in the club? Yo,
what I'm saying?
Unlace him up.
Did he run down?
I'm giving you 60 in this joke.
Did he run down with Zeke? Hey, how you doing? I'm Michael Jordan. I just had 60 on Zeke and them. Zeke, what up?
Oh, that's your man? You over there, they're watching the highlights. Oh, that's your man? That's your... Yo, Mike.
Did he hit it with the George from Seinfeld? You could do better than that. Listen, I don't know, man, but I'm not, you know, everybody be like, him and Zeke need to get it together. Nobody cares about that no more. I've never all these years thought about Zeke and Mike ever making up. I don't care. And I think, you know, to be honest, Mike don't listen, man. Mike, they just showed something where when they got Mike as a rookie for the Nike thing, they only wanted to sell 3 million.
Right.
They sold 113 million. Listen,
in
bro,
like 3 months.
Come on, man. Like, so for me, Mike ain't worrying about Zeke, man. I think, you know, like I said, if Zeke wants to be the villain, like I said, man, embrace it. Embrace it and just stay the villain, but don't worry about it. Because once again, Mike ain't talking about none of y'all. Even with The Last Dance, he ain't really did. He could have violated everybody. Wow. Like, really think about that. What he said about Gary Payton, he kept it simple. I ain't had no problem with the gloves. He could have really remember with the Clyde Drexler. What he said about Clyde. They said Clyde was just as good as me. I took that as a disrespect. Clyde is a great player, but I'm taking that personal. Mike is one of the only players that can violate everybody.
Yeah.
He gives the old school doctors, he gives everybody the utmost respect. So once again, I think Zeke is the one that needs to let it go. Because it's obvious it ain't gonna never happen. Just let it go. Let it go.
I heard one time Jordan during All-Star break when he came back with the Wizards, he was in the locker room. Shaq was trying to brag. So, yo, I made $100 million my last contract. Mike told him, I made $100 million with my sneaker contract last year. What are you talking about? he just tried to one up everybody.
Bro,
Mike is crazy.
Mike is telling you, y'all got to play to make that money. I ain't even got to play. It's amazing how iconic his sneakers are. Literally every pair, because I don't like every pair. But literally 1 through probably 12, maybe 13. The 13s, if I'm not mistaken, is the He Got Games, right? I think so. So I would probably say 1 through 14, they sell out every time they come out. I hate the 2s. I think it's the ones with the strap. Those are the 8s. It's a couple of pairs I don't like. I hate the 10s. So listen, man, Mike is in a class by himself. Some guys, leave him alone. But big shout out to Zeke, man. Zeke is definitely, when it comes to basketball, Zeke deserves a lot more respect. 2 championships back-to-back in the era when he beat guys that was damn near in their prime. Mike, Magic, Bird. Listen, went to another finals, went to an Eastern Conference finals. So I do agree Zeke deserves a lot more respect when it comes to basketball talk. When we bring up point guards and we bringing up Magic, Curry, J Kidd, you got to bring up Zeke. So I definitely agree with guys need to put more respect on Zeke's name when it comes to basketball. But everything else, Zeke kind of got to blame himself for that.
Yeah, just by being the villain. And you know what it is too? Me and Flea always talk about. I always talk about wrestling. When you the villain, we saw The Rock go from the villain, then the whole crowd was going for him, and it was just like you got to be the good guy now. You got to be the baby face, what they call it. You got to go from the heel to the baby face. That's a wicked dance. To be the MC like that, and when you play the villain, we saw LeBron could not play the villain. He didn't like it. He couldn't deal with it. Couldn't stand it. Kobe Bryant could. He didn't care. You know, you can see the character.
Man, remember, Mike was the villain too. You gotta have. Listen, man, you gotta be. That's why they call them dudes on the basketball court killers, assassins. You gotta have a different mindset. And some guys is just, you gotta remember, Kobe, God rest his soul, Mike, certain guys, they're just not nice guys when it comes to a sport. They're too competitive and too mentally tough. So guys like that are not gonna be liked. Remember, LeBron James is a nice guy. There's nothing wrong with that. Great player. Definitely one of the GOATs. Definitely top 5, top 10. But, you know, it's different, man, when, like you said, people are going against you every night. People are hating on you every night. People are talking about you, disrespecting. Remember, Mike ain't have social media. So just imagine LeBron James' comment section in DMs on all his social media. So what we do is light work.
Right.
You can imagine. So, yeah, that's why I say, the mental toughness, listen, man, it's different. It's different.
That's the difference between, I think, for us, Larry Bird and Kevin Durant. It's like Kevin Durant might be greater. He might be nicer. But it's like, I don't know if he can go into any arena on any team and just be, I don't care who you are. Larry Bird was like that. Same thing with John Stockton, too. John Stockton was a dirty player, and he didn't care. He just showed up to work with lunch pail by his side, trying to give him, more props and ish on Gilbert Arena some more.
Did you see what Kenny the Jet Smith said? This is my it might be an old clip, but he said guys today that are superstars wouldn't be superstars in the 80s and 90s. He said because you had to change the game in 5 different ways. He said today all they want to do is score, assist, and rebound. He said back in the 80s and 90s, you had to do all of that. Plus, you had to play defense. And you had to, change the game within the game. So when a guy like Kevin Durant can be a scoring machine and at times can play defense, is he mentally tough? Is he a leader? Is he going to make us sit? You get what I'm saying? So, Listen, man, Kenny the Jet Smith and a guy that played against Mike, played with a king who understands, bro, not saying you guys today are not great, but what these guys had to deal with back in that day, like he said, Mike never had a play. You had to double team. He didn't shoot 3-point shots. He's averaging 30 plus.
Muggsy Bogues was going off on Mark Jackson's son. He was like, "What? Like, what's Michael Jordan's flaw? Nothing." It's like, what?
Yeah, no. But you know why that's good? Because once again, if nobody's checking nobody, these guys start believing what they really think,
Right.
and get totally wrong. That's why it's laughable when people go, KD, Paul George is my GOAT. Stop. I don't care how old you are. Of course, if you 10, 11, 12, that's different. But if you 19, 20, 21, 22, big shout out BC, Brandon Childress. He'll tell you, I ain't never watched Mike, but Mike is the GOAT. Some of these guys, come on, man, you got to stop. And I'm glad Muggsy Bogues did that, because once again, if you have nobody to do that, we just going to be running around we think Mike the GOAT because of his sneakers?
Right.
Nah.
And you know what? Now that you say that, that is part of the problem, because now you're conflating the image and the hype. So because you see Michael Jordan, you see all these guys, LeBron, they're getting all the millions of views, and you comparing that with the millions of views and the sneaker sales of Michael Jordan, you go, oh yeah, they're just as good. And then you don't even watch the tape. Just watch him on tape. Oh, now he played against the old school guy. Okay, now go to 96 when he's 35. Killing.
Come on.
He's just a professional, by the way. He was a pro.
Bro, when you break down his numbers, 3,000 plus, in one season. Never lost 3 games in a row in how many years span? 6 for 6 in the playoffs, 6 MVPs, 6 finals MVPs. The year he won Defensive Player of the Year, scoring title, All-Star title, MVP, finals MVP, averaged 35. Are you kidding me?
One of my favorite seasons of TV ever, I think I always say this, was is the first season of this show called Rome. It's about Rome, Julius Caesar on HBO. And Caesar, he's sitting in his office waiting for these 2 guys, Lucius Vorenus. I forgot the other guy's partner. They walk in there and they messed up somehow. But they were 2 soldiers. And Gilbert Arenas, Julius Caesar, everyone thinks he's gonna go crazy on him. He kind of like lets them slide, and they leave the office. And they were like, "Yo, why don't you do nothing to him?" He was like, "Yo, you know how many times, like how many years I've been in charge, and like they're around for some reason, like almost like they're ordained, like the gods bless them, bro. I ain't playing with that. I'm staying out of the way. Just leave it alone. Some people are ordained. The same thing we said about Shannon Sharp the other day. Say whatever you want, whatever you get. Everybody has replicated the same exact social media marketing campaign and still can't replicate Mike because it's what he did on the court. All these guys you point to, Kawhi, DeMar DeRozan, yeah, they got a piece of his game, but they ain't got the whole game. And it's you can't deny the great. When we talk about greatness, that's what we talk about. When it's time for us to argue about it, you could try to make an argument. It's fun for the moment.
Guys have a small piece. Kobe is the one that has the biggest piece, pause, of the Michael Jordan gene. Rest in peace, the GOAT Michael Jackson, of the Michael Jordan gene. But once again, we're talking about a guy that rarely got hurt. He missed, 3-4 years. He played 3 years in college. So just imagine if he didn't play 3 years in college and if he didn't miss that time. Who do you think would be the leading all-time in points?
Where would the NBA be without Mike?
Let me tell you a story. But hold on. Let me tell you a story Dominique Wilkins told. Was it on All the Smoke? I don't know, but big shout out to them. Dominique said, when I played in college, he said I was a junior. Mike was a freshman. Played against Mike. He said him and James Worthy going at it. He said, you know who took over the last 2 minutes of the game? As a rookie, Michael Jordan. Let me say that again. Dominique, who's one of the greatest players ever. Him and Worthy going at it. Last 2 minutes of the game. He said a rookie named Michael Jordan took over. Once again, you cannot, like I tell you, bro, if you don't have Mike as your GOAT, you're a hater. I'm sorry. Because he had everything. You got to remember, not on the court, also off the court. If we're talking superstar, we're talking acting with the movie, whether you like his acting or not, Space Jam is a classic. Bro, him pulling up with the big suits, the Ferraris, the Porsches. Bro, listen, man. He's just a GOAT, bro. Just a GOAT.
And people love to say is, we hate LeBron and we just love Michael Jordan. It's like, you think I love Michael Jordan in the 90s? Growing, you think I love Michael Jordan? Growing, I hated Michael Jordan. Any criticism I give about LeBron, I nitpick Michael Jordan's whole defense, all his flaws. He can't move around off screen with Dale Ellis, players like that. That was his weakness. He overplayed on defense sometimes. I look for a reason to dislike him. The LeBron thing, I'm looking for a reason to choose somebody over Mike. But he just falls short because, remember, we rooted against Michael Jordan. We didn't want that guy to win. I'm not rooting for LeBron. I'm rooting for him as a player. But again, for my teams, I have every reason to dislike him just as much as Michael Jordan. But he's just not as great, and he's supposed to be better. That's always been my beef with the LeBron Michael Jordan thing. He was supposed to be better, and he wasn't. Yo, while you were talking, I thought about this too. For Dominique to talk about college and just have that moment and point to like a specific time period where we were in college, James Worthy was the man, and then this freshman came in and did this. Hopefully college gets back to that, or we find something that's going to be like this area before you go to the league, because it's like everything is scattered all over the place. Instagram, AAU, this and that. It's like, you're going to show me a classic AAU game? We don't even talk about that. There is no classic AAU game because there's no classic AAU season. There's no seasons for these kids to really just play ball. Where's the structure? Like I used to say that with Dominique Wilkins, just recalling that, it's like there's a lot of stuff that have gone in every other direction. And so that was to Woj's point. Let's get back to the basics. We know Nike's involved in everybody, but set up something for these kids to be way more structured, because it's a lot going on that you get. It's not just about the arguing who's the greatest, but make it a system so that these kids understand that they can be something besides just the basketball. How you always say, you could be the referee, you could play overseas. Where's the system at?
Yeah, listen, that's a great point. And we got to give a shout out to Steve Burt Sr., Gary Springer. Remember, we had them on the AllBall TV platform. If y'all don't know, they was drafted in the same draft as Michael Jordan back then. I think it was 6 to 7 rounds or something like that, 8 rounds. And if I'm not mistaken, Gary Springer Jr. went to the 76ers.
Played against Barkley.
Steve Burt Sr. went to the Golden State Warriors. And these are legends. And we asked them, did anybody know Jordan was going to be this great? Because you know how you could see guys at high school and you could be like, oh, nah. Like LeBron, you seen in high school and went, that's going to translate.
Right.
And they said, we knew Mike was going to be this great. They said, because we played against him in high school. But of course, when you go, at that time you go to college, they put the clamps on you. They're not going to just let you run amok. Right. You know what I'm saying?
Especially Dean Smith.
But now seeing what Dominic see, here's where I'm going to do my conspiracy theory. This is where LeBron fans, and I'm not going to say LeBron is behind this, but people are trying to hide Michael Jordan's high school and college career. We forget Mike won a national title in North Carolina. You get what I'm trying to say? Why nobody talks about his highlights in high school? Why is his highlights limited in high school? Why is his highlights limited in North Carolina? They act like he just came to Chicago and became great. No, right. The flashes was there. It's just that at that time coming up, coaches wasn't going to let you run them up. Look at Sam Perkins, great player, came in the NBA. Turns out he one of the first big men to really be shooting the three.
Yeah.
And knocking it down, smooth lefty. You think he was able to do that in North Carolina? No, he put you on the block.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? So, it's we got to really understand Mike's career started late in high school. And it translated each time. Went to college, and those flashes was there. When you watch some of the videos, when you hear some of the guys talk that played against him. So for me, it's I'm not diminishing LeBron's greatness. And you've never heard me say LeBron isn't great. But LeBron James fans, they have to realize he is not the GOAT. For you to play this long, no breaks, straight out of high school, you still don't have the most championships, the most MVPs and the most finals MVPs. We could bring up Bill Russell, God rest his soul, the great Bill Russell, but we already know what people say about that. It was only how many teams? So if we want to be realistic, the late 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s, who had the most rings? When it was enough teams in the NBA, enough talent, who has the most rings? It's Mike.
I always bring it back to this. People don't want to hear it. Maybe you don't want to hear it, but it's kind of like Mike's fault, Nike's fault, where it's like you open up this whole avenue of $1 billion industry, but you didn't help establish the system of old where Mike earned that. His agent regrets that deal with Nike because he didn't get 50% of Nike, because he should own Nike. That should be Mike's, but that's besides the point. That commercialization of not just basketball of Michael Jordan made him larger than the NBA. He was bigger than the NBA, but now these kids are copying that. Is there a system where Mike can be a part of and go, yo, nah, this is the prestige. We're filtering out all the BS. Forget your little Instagram stuff. Where is that at? I still don't see that. Because that's why I see the most complaints out of everybody. They point to AAU, they point to this, point to that. Nobody's creating this tournament like a season-long league thing, year in, year out. No, this is the real deal. Now, the McDonald's All-American is damn near whitewashed because of it too. And you got high school, but I don't know if Jordan could be a part of it, but he should. Lend your name to that, because that's what the Michael Jordan of anything is, like the excellence of it. We still haven't heard anybody be synonymous with that. There is no LeBron James of this. It's just like people try. It's like, that's funny, but it's not true. So why not lend your name to a system where, you already sold the Hornets? Like, what else is there to do? But to do that and give, if you really want to give back, because I heard Michael Jordan complaining about that. These kids are getting everything too soon. Well, you're part of the reason why, Mike.
I mean, you make a great point. I just think, the AAU circuit, I think, I'm blaming it on the coaches. I think people are scared to lose. So you have to have a stacked team. And, I think these young men and women have to be okay with competition. Big shout out my guy Booger, man. That's family. Ed Booger Smith, one of the greatest players I've seen with the basketball. He always said it. When I was young, I want to play against them guys. I don't want to play with them guys. So you got to remember, us as the older generation, we made it okay to not compete. Simple and plain. I've been to some games, AAU or outside in some of these great tournaments. And when you look at the competition on one side and then on the other, it's like, yo, bro, well, come on, bro. Like I'm waiting for a player to go, yo, now I'm playing on the other team, because this is going to be a 50-point blowout. You get what I'm saying? Right. So until, we help these young men and women understand it's okay to lose. You don't have to win every game. But your game is not going to get better if you're not playing against the best competition. And then when y'all do compete against each other, it's an all-star game. Y'all not really playing no defense. Y'all all friends, y'all all cool. So it's to me, it's a lot. It's a lot. And I don't think Jordan can fix that. I think that got to be fixed from the inside. And, until, a lot of these coaches, start building these teams the right way, it's okay to have one or two great players. And then you got to sprinkle that out, spread it out. But to have some AU teams, for you to have the top 5 guys on your team in the country, come on. Like, nah, I don't want to see that, So, it's a problem, but, I think that got to be fixed from the inside in, from the inside.
It's going to be tough. I would love to see that, though. Lending your name to something prestigious like that. Just like I seen a comment early on YouTube. Somebody told us we gotta do more research. Like we were talking about the Caitlin Clark scenario with Cheryl Swoops. It's like, I don't mind being wrong. Let everybody else on YouTube try to be the expert, bro. It's none of it is authentic. None of y'all complain about all these guys on ESPN making millions of dollars and selling the game out. We're the ones calling everybody out with no problem. And I'm showing you in real time. We pulling up everything on YouTube, researching it. If we're wrong, we're wrong. I don't see anybody else doing that. So if Mike wants to at least show some accountability, because he's a stubborn dude, and a lot of these guys, I think Kobe would have been a leader or something like that. Like, yo, I'm gonna come out.
Well, that's what before God rest his soul, that's what he was trying to do. He just was gonna do it from a women's, on a women's side. But I think that's what Kobe was about. Remember, he didn't ask for Shaq. Shaq wanted out of Orlando, and Jerry West, God rest his soul, being the great, player / GM he was. Why wouldn't you try to get Shaq to team him up with Kobe? But Kobe would never want to play with Kevin Durant or Steph Curry or Carmelo or LeBron. Never.
Right.
Never. And to me, that comes from Pee-wee level to high school level to junior high school level. You can see Kobe's mentality. Like I said, it's not about me wanting to be liked. I want to be great. A lot of these guys want to be liked. No disrespect. You can see their body. I don't want to call out no players, but you see their body language and how they conduct themselves. They don't care about being great. I got 300 million.
Right.
I want to be popping. Told you, this is the first time an NBA champion made no noise. Nobody even cared that the Boston Celtics won. I don't even remember the parade. Once again, but that's these players' fault. They're so much into podcasting, Instagram, social media, everything but the sport, that now it doesn't even matter if you win a championship. How can somebody tell me James Harden is in the top 5 shooting guards of all time and he has no championship? How? You get what I'm trying to say?
And it's how you lose, yeah.
No, I don't care how you lose. How can you be top 5 GOAT of anything and you don't have no championship?
It's a misfortune there. Depends on your team. But that's why I say it's how you go out. For me, Derrick Rose is a guy I always point to that's like, because I was a big Westbrook guy. But I'm like, yo, he misses mad layups. Where's your mid-range at? And then I'm looking across to Chicago. I'm going like, yo, remember it was a Derrick Rose versus Westbrook argument. I'm like, yo, Rose gets better every year. Neither one of them play defense. Rose never looked scared. He's the guy. Everybody keeps pointing to Kobe. He was the guy at the All-Star game looking at LeBron and Dwight Howard like a bunch of clowns.
Can I ask you a question? When you look at Paul George or James Harden, do it look like they want to win a championship?
No.
That's my point.
No. But what I'm saying is that Derrick Rose didn't have the opportunities that James Harden and Paul George did.
I mean, but it was due to injuries though.
But like you said, it looks like they don't even want to win. I can't say that about Derrick Rose. The way he came back from the injuries and everything, I think that to me is a winner, is a champion. Like, of course, you didn't get the coveted,
right?
And he doesn't have the career to really be in the top 5 conversation. But if he had a chance to, without a ring, he would have.
Listen, when somebody loves the game when Minnesota, I think he had a 50-point game and he cried. All that he been through. That's why I'm a Brunson stan. He got cheered in the Garden, MVP, and he was crying. Come on, bro.
Imagine going through that.
So imagine if he wins a champion. Like some of these guys, you can tell that they care and love. I'm just saying today it seems like a championship is not important. I've heard guys tell me Luka's one of the greatest already. He been to 1 finals. He don't have no MVPs. He don't play no defense. He's like, so for me, that's what I'm saying. It starts from the top. And these young men and women are seeing that the superstars are being lazy. And I'm not saying, I'm saying lazy as far as striving for greatness, striving to be legendary. I don't see it no more. I just don't. I'm sorry.
And I guess because it's always going to be an argument about old school versus new school. We had arguments with our elders, but the one thing is, it was way harder back in the day. You could tell they were really tougher because they went through way more. We really need like a how you call it ROTC, some camp to send our kids to, man, because it's like you said it earlier. It's our fault.
You see, I forgot the 2 players that went crazy on Ant-Man, you see ain't nobody respond, right?
To what?
When Ant-Man said what he said about no skill plays but Mike, and then he got roasted, and you ain't see a LeBron,
right.
a KD,
Right.
Harden. The only person that says something would say something is probably a Gilbert, but you ain't see nobody. Niggas don't want that smoke
At all.
Nobody want that. God rest his soul. Y'all lucky Jerry West is not here.
You're a fine young man, but
because if guys like Scotty, Mike, Dr. J, Hakeem, David Roberts, like if certain guards start coming out and going, what? All right, look at my highlight reel. Like you get what I'm saying? Guys like Sean Elliott, Clyde Drexler, Isiah Thomas, Magic, Bird, because let's not forget that was Mike era. See, they tend to forget that. That was Mike era. John Stockton, Karl Malone, Jeff Hornacek was giving guys the business.
Right.
Barkley, this is Mike's era. I'm gonna say it again. Let's not forget, Mike didn't play in the 60s and 70s. Mike played in the late 80s, 90s. Come on now. You remember Rasheed Wallace said Mike was damn near just as good in Washington as he was in Chicago. He just didn't have the athleticism. So, for me, listen, man, I think, my last point starts from the top. A lot of our players, man, they're not showing these young men and women, the right way. It's about strip clubs, what type of jewelry and shoes you got on, how big is your social media presence, the car you got. They not like, that's why you got to respect, God rest his soul, Kobe and LeBron, right? Because I'm not a LeBron James fan, but, at least he shows the family aspect of things. Kobe showed, being with his wife, his daughters. Some of these guys is not even showing that. They just let these young dudes know, yo, have a handle and step back three. That's it. They're not telling them how important free throws is. They're not even telling them how important boxing out is. No, none of that. It's literally get you a handle and a step back three and you'll be fine. Don't worry about winning chips. We don't care about none of that. Go get the bag.
Listen, man. We out here going stuck in on nostalgia. That's right. We don't care. And to all you guys in the comments, keep leaving the comments. We don't care. Not that we don't care if we're wrong, but we're just trying to have a good time and have discourse, as you guys love to overly use on the internet and act like you knew it all from the beginning of time. Can't wait till y'all start retracting your retractions. Because we see it all day, but you don't give us our props either. Stealing our topics too. I peeped it all. AllBall sees it all as well. Flea be on it too. Don't get it twisted. He's not here, but he's here. He's here. He's everywhere. AllBall. Any last words for our compadres?
What I always say, love the people, love everybody in the comments. I wish I could name all y'all, but I don't want to leave nobody out. I just want to always say, man, hit that like button, share, subscribe. Understand we put a lot of work into this. We have families, regular jobs, but we really love doing this. AllBall TV or nothing, man. Tomorrow, Knicks Rehab 7:30. We got some great topics. Tell a friend, tell a friend. Hit that like button, subscribe, become a member. But once again, Monday through Friday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern, YouTube. And some of y'all, we got to get Turbo up here too. Man, send us some topics. Let us know some things y'all want to discuss. And we'll put it up there and we'll discuss it. But I'm looking forward to tomorrow, 7:30, Knicks Rehab.
You heard the man. AllBall TV. They scared, but I'm not. They don't like comentario.
Y suscribe.